Hi lovelies! Welcome to my life and tarot. I am Janne and I just finished the Brian Cormac Carr's hashtag AM PM pagan practices and or tarot practices, which made us tell about our routines in the morning and in the evening, pagan and magic and stuff patterns. During talking, because I don't have set patterns per se, during the talking and after pushing the stop recording button, I realized that I might be wanting to share with you how I work my dream interpretation with tarot decks. So I use some of my tarot decks only or mostly for dream messages, things. I have a dream diary which is filled with keywords and sometimes doodles what I was shown or what I saw in the dream, but sometimes I grab a deck of cards to find the image that speaks of something I saw in a dream. And I can make some examples. I don't see a lot of dreams, but when I see something, I get messages or teachings and something like that. So when I wake up, I must right away remember what I saw, because as soon as I start with my day, I will forget and then it's not coming back. I usually write down quickly some keywords, so if I come back to it later on the day or wherever, then I immediately remember what the dream was all about. When I take a card, when I find a card for this dream, then I will write down which deck was it from and which card. Then I can revisit this dream through the tarot deck. How it works. So I'm making a few examples. A while ago I saw a dream where I was in like a cave. I was in the forest and I walked around on the opening, and then I saw this cave opening across the forest opening. And curious as I am, and also I knew I had to go there, I entered the cave and it went like the stairs. It went downwards and not quickly spiraling, but still turning a little bit. Large spirals. So, and it was not like pitch black dark, yet no lights or no fire was going on, but still I saw really clearly in the dark. The cave walls were like rock thing, and some crystals were in there, like really beautiful. The crystals were glowing and not like glowing, but some light came out of them, or as I saw or felt they were glowing. So when I reached the wherever the staircase went, I again was in an opening of a cave, or like the hall. the ceiling was really, really high and it was like arched. And there was a fire pit in one, not corner because it was round, further away from me, and there was those little hairy, long-haired, smaller creatures around the fire, and they turned as I entered the cave hall, and they were like standing up, all facing me and like waiting for me to approach them. So I went to them, and I can't remember if we spoke, but we talked maybe, and which language I can't also remember because it was like, I don't know, some things appeared to me or feel to me like was in English, some in my language, I'm not sure, so because I sometimes think in English, I am not sure if we even talked or if we communicated only telepathically. I was shown to sit down with them around the fire, and then the fire showed their faces. They were like trolls a little bit, but round cheeks and these dark hair or fur around their faces, like longer, and they were different skin color, like much darker than the, I don't know, like grayish, I want to say, grayish brown. So then I was told about the underworld that they live in, the stories, and they were told like fairy tales, and it was really interesting. Like they were telling me about their way of life and their, what are they for, how they communicate with our plane, why and when they are moving around in there, and interesting stuff. Long story short, when I woke up, I immediately wrote down the cave, the stairs, the crystals, the fireplace, and the keywords of the different stories. And then I started to go through the cards I had and see if I can find those people somewhere in my cards or find those surroundings in there, which I did. First, the main deck I'm using for this type of work is the Fairy Lights Tarot, and I'm not prepared because I just winged this in. Let me really quickly find a card that shows. Yep, I forgot how I'm using it. I'm not picking random card, I'm not shuffling, I just go through the card deck and I find the closest or the card that is reflecting what I saw in the dream. Let me find it really quickly. I'm trying not to waste your time. I'm not limiting myself to any number of the cards. As much as I can find, as much as I will take out from the deck. And staircase, really similar to that what I saw. You can see how it turns, but yet it's not spiral per se. It's going downwards, and it's not pitch dark. So this is the Knight of Coins in here, and I write down to my dream diary which card from which deck was it, so I can revisit the image. And the cave, this is 7 of Swords, if I remember correctly. The cave and the lights, and the light coming out from here, signifying for me the light, the what was inside of the big cave hall. So the places I got from this one, and now Tarot of the She showed me the creatures, and I'm again searching for the right card. I should have prepared, but I am usually winging the things that come to me, and I'm really trying not to bore you with my searching of the cards, but I wanted to share this with you. Just a sec, almost all is here. I'm just looking through if I have anything else. No. Now, this and this, for how they looked. They look more less like people, more like this. They had really big eyes, and the ears were larger than this, but this type of hair or the fur, yet the grayish brown skin color, they were darker, but the stories they told, you can see the other little creatures here, the stories they told about how their people are doing their things, and how they are sometimes messing with people, yet they are really, how can I say, part of the nature and helping the trees and everything to grow. I want to say they are like elves, but they are not. They were like these earth creatures, and how they are searching for the plants and pieces of nature and animals that are sick or unhealthy, and they are mending them and tending them back to life, and this is what is going on in here. And somewhat in here. You can see the owl, the dog, he's touching a tree and making the tree feel better, or healing the tree, and yet in here there's a little creature observing it all. And these cards were the best connections I found immediately from those two decks. I wrote down all the cards, and now when I want to revisit, I just pull out those cards and I can revisit this dream and remember it more precisely, I want to say. So this is one example. Then I have had shapeshifters coming into my dream. During one sentence, this person or creature is shifting from one animal or bird to another, and they are again talking with their eyes. Usually they just appear in front of me and they say not long stories, but some things I usually have to write down, because I get those dreams after I go to sleep, not before I wake up, and they are like seem so far away in the morning. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I write down it immediately. For these type of dreams and messages, I am using the Shapeshifter Tarot, which has so far had every single shapeshifter that is in there. So sometimes I remember only the appearance and not clearly the message. Then I will take the deck, sorry. Then I don't think I have the book here. The book is at home because I'm using it quite a lot. So then I find the shapeshifter I remember most clearly, the animal, or the, let's say, this one. And then I look up what this card tells me from the book of the Shapeshifter Tarot. And I write this down. So sometimes when I feel the message is I'm not remembering it, then I am substituting it with this message that comes with the deck from the book. So these types of things. The shapeshifter messages are usually focused on something I need to deal with, or something I have to pay attention to, or something that I have asked the answer to. And I usually remember them, so I don't have to look from the book. And I still use the deck. I search for the right guy from here, and I will write down which card it resembled to me the strongest, and then again I can revisit this dream later when I go through my dream diary thing. So yeah, this is how I work with my dreams. And since I am totally aware dreamer, which means I am not a victim of my dreams, where I can't change anything. Dreams just are happening to me and I have to go through them. My dreams are, when they start, it's like movie starting, you know, you are in it or you are observing it, but I am active part of what's going on because I change things in there. I go where I want, I finish what's going on, because if I don't like it or I want to change it, then I go back, like rewind to the point where I think things went wrong and I redo it. Sometimes I have to redo it more than twice or 3 times, 4, until I am satisfied with the result, and then I can go on. Sometimes I call something upon myself when I'm doing the dream. I go with the flow, but sometimes it's like, stop, now I need this or that, and those things appear for me. So I am deciding what is going on in my dreams, or who will come or who will go, or who will stay in my dream. But like I said, I have really seldom dreams lately. It has been like that, let's say about 3 years, almost 3 years right now. Before that, dreams were happening to me, and I didn't realize how much I can change in them myself. And the dreams were more like often. Right now, after I started to change everything and decide what's going to happen and where and when it's going to happen and who and what I want to see or do, then now I'm only getting really important things or messages or someone coming through to show me things, and yeah, I'm not getting like these action movie things where I run around and do stuff and active dreams like things. These dreams are like smooth sailing to me if they happen, and usually there's some kind of message or important stuff coming through. So this is how I use the cards to help me memorize my dreams and create connections with what I saw, and how I use the decks as a part of the dream work. So this was it. Thank you for watching, and bye.